Player Steak, episode 325. I'm your host, Justin DeSimone, joined, as always, by my co-host, Montrell Rice. Montrell, how are you this week?
I'm doing fine. I'll make it.
Okay, yeah, we're struggling right now. This is a struggle bus attempt to record. We're doing it though. It's good. So, it's been a week. I've been off for a couple days now, but I don't know. I'm in a weird headspace. Clearly, I was up till like 7:30 last night, trying to pull an all-nighter, but my old ass couldn't do it. So here I am. It's like 2:30 in the afternoon, and I woke up like 30 minutes ago. So we're having a great time, bro. It's great. Oh man. How are things? Yeah.
I did get my Switch 2 today. So.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah,
did it get shipped, or did you have to go pick it up?
No, I got it shipped. I got it shipped overnight and everything. So it came
Nice.
Today at 10:30.
Okay.
So.
Is it sexy? Did you unbox it yet? Or
yeah, it looks it actually looks really slick. I like it.
Yeah.
I like the design of it. It's
Okay.
big though. It is big. It's way bigger
Really?
than the original Switch. Yeah.
Like Steam Deck big, or
the screen is I think 8 inches.
So is it? But it's not thicker, right? It's the same thickness as the old Switch.
It's the same thickness. I think it's I want to say it's a little bit thinner, to be honest with you. Maybe like a milliliter thinner. But,
Okay.
Or a millimeter thinner, rather.
Milliliter. Volumetrically, it's a little bit smaller than the original Switch. Oh fuck!
They did not change the UI though. I will confirm that.
No way! Are you serious? No.
The UI is still this. Yeah, the UI is still the exact same as the original Switch.
Are you fucking Nintendo? What are we doing, bro? This is the company that made the Wii and the fucking the Miiverse. What are we doing? The Switch interface is one of the worst things. Like, it is so generic and bare bones. What are we doing, Nintendo?
Yeah,
oh my god!
You can even download the same theme that you had on your original Switch to this Switch.
Oh my god, that's so bad, bro.
Yeah,
like
it's the same theme.
Yep. I'm sorry, I'm probably overreacting, but like,
no, actually, my friend said he was really upset by it. He's like, no way they have the same fucking UI. I was like, yeah. He's like, that's why I went to my Steam.
I've never seen that before. Like a company's never done that with a console, right? Like, they've always had a different interface. Always.
Wait, so did the Wii U have a same interface as the Wii?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
No, it was totally different. No, dude.
I can't remember the Wii U, to be honest with you.
I don't remember it exactly, but I mean, you remember the Wii, the white screen with all the like boxes, and it had that noise it would play, the like when you like turn it on or whatever. Yeah. The Wii U was totally different from that, from what I remember.
Nah, man, this is the exact same. You got the exact same like
that's so
click
lazy
and everything, man.
They're not serious, dude. And they're charging $450 for this thing. Like, that was one of the things I was excited to find out about. Was the fucking was the goddamn interface, because that's one of the most vivid memories I have of the Switch, is when I brought it home. The night I brought it home, turning it on and like messing with Zelda or whatever, and thinking to myself, this interface is super bare bones. And I was like, oh well, it's okay, they have time to flesh it out and make it more robust or whatever. And then they never did. Like, it's like they fired their UI team. So
I think the only console that really updated its UI is the Xbox One, or the Xbox Series X, rather. I think they're the only console that updated their UI over time. It changed like several different times.
Changed significantly over the course of the life of the console. Yeah. Well, I think they did that with Xbox 360 too, didn't they? There was like a huge rework at some point, wasn't there?
Yep, they sure did. It had the blades, and then it went to like the slides.
Yeah, and the slides, and then they had the weird Wii Me like facsimile that they made or whatever, which was weird as fuck. So no, I mean, but Microsoft's they are a UI company, by trade, so it kind of makes sense that they would do it, I guess. But like, I'm just thinking other consoles, though. I mean, there's never been, even the DS to the 3DS, all of Sony's consoles have had different interfaces, So actually, thinking about it though, the PSP had the PS3 interface. Actually, if you remember,
That's true.
Which I guess you could reverse that. The PS3 had the PSP's interface. But I think that was by design. Like that was, I don't necessarily think that was laziness per se.
Yeah, I think they were trying to make it like a companion
Yeah,
console or something like
exactly.
that. Yeah.
Which didn't really work out, but
Yeah.
you know, man, that's interesting.
I will say I think companies are they are being lazy in this front because even the PS5, like they just gave us a theme, with the the anniversary theme or whatever. But
Yeah, which that was just a bunch of JPEGs.
Exactly, and I think a lot of people still. I mean, we want uniqueness from our consoles. Like I remember the themes I had on my PS3. Actually, I don't think I had any themes on my PS4 because I didn't even know PS4 supported themes for the longest.
Yeah, I never used one. I don't personally care about that kind of thing. It's not a huge deal for me. I just think with Nintendo, I was like the boxes like were not. I don't know. It's just not a satisfying interface. I guess on the Switch.
Hopefully they update it to maybe they're just trying to keep it like oh, the Switch can be your companion console or whatever. The original Switch can still be your companion console, but I do think they need to update it because I am tired of this UI. This UI is not great in my opinion at all. I don't have a problem with it like a lot of other people do, but it is a boring UI.
I mean, it's functional, right? Like it's functional, but it's not. Yeah, it's not great. So, all right. Well, let's get into the show, Montrell. We got a lot to talk about today. So, hi everybody. Welcome to the Player's Take. This is if you have not listened before, this is our weekly show where we talk about video games, video game news, and other topics pertaining to video games. We posted 6 a.m. Central Time on Fridays on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, and your favorite podcast app of choice. And if you'd like to send us questions, you can do so on Twitter at The Player's Take, or you can send us an email to theplayerstake01@gmail.com. All right, Montrell, let's get into what we've been playing this week. And I want to start with League of Legends. So... what's going on, bro? What's happening? You are in the mines, man. It's
I think I'm coming up, man. The canary died.
Yeah. You need some air, brother. Like it's I was concerned for you this weekend. Like you were in there for hours every day, like by yourself, solo queuing, and then I'm watching your progress. Like I've been checking out your rank because I just I want to see you climb. And man, it feels like League is not cooperating with you.
Yeah, I will get games where I go like 20-1 or something like that, or 20-4, and then I get other games where I just can't get my team to rally behind me or just rally together and stuff like that. It's just sometimes it's just like a champ diff situation too.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I do feel like the game is really just like because before when I was like winning a lot of my games, I was at 40% or 43% or something like that win rate, and then my win rate spiked all the way up to 50% or 55%, and now it's dropped back down to 50%. So I really think the system is like. I'm not trying to blame the system, but it's just like it just feels like it's just trying to contain you back in that rank there. Like it's just trying to hold you there for some reason.
And dude, that's what I was talking with Jet about. This is because he's got this theory about LP gain and loss and whatever, and that like he thinks the closer to 50% you are, the less LP you get.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's true. Now I'm stuck because I hit goal 4 over the weekend for the first time, and which feels great and all, but my LP gain kind of collapsed the second I hit gold 4. Like it evened out. Like I'm getting the same amount of LP that I'm losing now per game, pretty much. And it happened the second I hit gold 4. And we've been kind of hard stuck now since I hit gold 4, and it's a little frustrating. And I've been thinking that it's more to do with like I think the game has a hidden MMR for you, which a lot of multiplayer games do. And I think my hidden MMR was somewhere in the gold 4, gold 3 range, probably. That's where the game thinks I am. And now that I've hit it, it's trying to keep me there. Like I think that's what the matchmaking is trying to do in ranked. Like honestly, that's what it kind of feels like now. And I don't know with you, like it feels weird because you're definitely better than silver. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but it just feels like you get to a certain rank and League wants to keep you there because me and Jet, my win rate was around 55% with him before I hit gold 4. And like we had gotten me like overall in rank this season to 55%, and he was in 60 to 65%, I think. Something like that. And we have gone 7-13 in our last 20 games, and I'm down to 51% now win rate, and it's been miserable, dude. It just feels like we're in loser's queue.
Yeah, doesn't it feel like it just gives you like, because I've had games yesterday, especially yesterday, man. Like yesterday was really, the last 2 days actually like really bad for me. You can ask my wife. I was like screaming, dude. It was so fucking crazy. I was I was just like, because there would be certain games where it seems like the players don't know how to play the game. It just seems like there's two different teams. Like, and then when I say that two different teams, it feels like I'm literally paired up with like a bronze team or an iron team, and then like a legit like gold silver team that knows what they're doing. And it's been lopsided. Sometimes I'll be on the side where we're all in like cahoots with each other. We know what's going on, and then sometimes I'm on the other team where it's just like no one knows how to do anything. I feel like sometimes players are purposely trying to throw the games.
Absolutely. I'm like bemused at this point with the way the games are. Like it's just funny now. Like I'm not even frustrated really. Me and Jet end every game asking ourselves what could we have possibly done with this team, you know? And it's gotten frustrating where it's like it's literally, dude, it's to the point that it's like it's people, they want to swap in champ select, and then you don't swap, and they call you a bot, and they tell you you're a fucking idiot, and then they whine that they lost the game because you didn't swap with them. Like it's just such they have a instantaneous loser's mindset, you know? And it's like it's just a self-fulfilling prophecy. Of course you're going to lose the game because you didn't swap. You decided that in your head before the game even started, you know? So Jet just swaps with them, but it's like I refuse to, because first picking every game is a huge disadvantage, dude. Like we're going to lose because we're going to get counterpicked, you know? And it's like I like we can't both of us pick first and second every fucking game, but everybody else who plays League thinks ADC and support don't need to fucking pick like last, you know? Where my argument is actually the exact opposite. Like I actually think it's way more advantageous for your bot lane to pick later in the draft. At least one of them, because like if me and him pick before our opposing lane, they can literally just counter pick us and we're fucked, you know? And it's happened multiple times where we've had lanes where he picked Leona and I picked Jhin or something, and the enemy just picks long range poke and we can't even fucking approach, you know? It's like we're just literally pinned under our tower and we're getting dove and it's fucking miserable, you know? And shit. And the teams don't help us, you know. The jungler doesn't help us. Like they're fucking useless. Like it's just, you know.
That's the biggest thing. The biggest thing is the jungling is really bad this season. Like excruciatingly bad. No,
but the thing is, Montrell, the part that really frustrates me, I'm sorry to interrupt, is like the enemy team always has the competent jungler. I don't understand. Why is every game my jungler's a fucking absolute catatonic moron, and the opposing jungler is like a fucking pro level, like knows where to be at all times. If we're winning a fight bottom, he shows up afterwards. He shows up right afterwards to clean us up. You know, it's like perfectly timed. It's literally insane, dude. How like common it is. And then our jungler decides to go get dragon when we haven't killed anybody and everyone's alive, and we do a 50-50 and we lose the 50-50 because the idiot doesn't know how to fucking hit their smite button. You know, it's like it's just like it's gotten, I don't know, it's gotten bad. Like I said, 7-13, and I just looked at my games. I'm 3-10 in my last 13, like with Jet. It's fucking miserable. Like it's so bad.
No, I because like I do think, see, and I'm trying not to be conspiracy theory brain, right? But I do think there is some kind of system that they have in place. Like, as I was thinking about Ludwig, right, when he was doing his climb, and he was hard stuck. He got hard stuck here.
Yeah.
And I think this is what I think. I think Riot like looks at certain people and they're like, all right, we can like jumpstart his. We can give him some like good teammates now. You know, because like he's broadcasting our game or some shit like that, right? And like and I think it's also tied to your IP address. So like if you do climb in like, you know, all the way to diamond or some shit like that, right? And then you're like, okay, I'm gonna do a, you know, a bronze to diamonds series on my YouTube or whatever, right? Or not even if you're like a small creator, you're not even like big or anything. I think your IP has your like your your MMR on it. Like they have some kind of system where it can read, whether it be like you reading your MAC address or something of that nature, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I just honestly think that
Well,
because
no, I think they have a pool of like horrifically bad players, and they like punish you with them. They make you play with these people. Like I don't know what I don't know. I don't know how these people get to gold, dude. With the way they
I don't know how
behave
some
and
of them get to
play,
silver,
like
bro. Like
I don't either. I don't get it. They're playing like iron players, dude. Like it's crazy.
and I was so, and this is what like my theory too is like I don't know, bro. It was one game where I had a jungler who was really bad, and then I looked at his previous games. In all his previous games, he went like 17-1, 17-2, 17-3.
Oh my god.
And then in my game, he
One in 17.
Yeah, 1-17. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, why does he do this on my game? Like, I don't understand. Yeah. And every like guide I watch, every thing I watch, especially since I'm like playing with Ari, because I try to play with like champions where they're like simple. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna try to play simple champions and stuff like that. I even ban even simpler champions. I ban Vigar. I don't even ban like the most OP champions. I ban champions who are OP in this elo, which are like scaling champions. So like your Smolders, your Vigars, anybody that scales like infinitely, they get banned on my watch. So I start banning Vigar. I don't even ban Katarina anymore because I saw a game where I went against the Katarina and I felt bad for her because she went like 21-5. She didn't go 21-5 against me. I mean, I was going against her in mid lane, but I killed her those 5 times.
Jesus.
And then she went across the map and she was killing everybody across the map, dude. Yeah. And we still won the game. And I'm like, I know she's sitting there thinking, how could I have carried this game? Like you couldn't have done anything better as of Katarina. You were everywhere on the map. Your presence was known. People were scared to push, and we still won the game. And it's like because her team kept fucking up, and it's just like I don't know. And then on top of that, getting back to the junglers, I sometimes the game autofills me jungle.
Yeah.
And I don't know who to feel bad for. Like when I'm jungling and we get kills and I'm like the lane secure and stuff like that. First of all, people don't recognize when you're about to gank. Like it's actually insane. Unless I ping, I'm about to gank. I ping, I'm ganking, and then they still don't step up sometimes. Secondly, a lot of people die before 2 minutes into the game. It's actually fucking insane how often it happens when I'm jungling. Like all the time feels I'm jungling, and then also people just don't understand your advantage as a laner, and I can't take dragons anymore by myself. Like it's almost an impossible task to do because someone's gonna roam or something like that. So I need the laners to help me out or whatever. And when I'm playing mid lane, I try to act as the secondary jungle. So I'm always like with Ari and then with Vex, they have that's why I pick those champions because they have really good pushing power compared to Silas. So like I push the lane and then if I don't see anything going on the map, I kind of pay attention to my jungler. Like if they're just farming, all right, I'm just gonna walk back in lane or not walk back, but walk to the back of the lane, wait till my wave come up, and then continue to farm. If I sense that my jungler is like making a play for a bot lane or top lane or whatever the case, I would hard push my lane and then roam up there with them or like try to meet them up there as they're fighting or whatever the case may be. But I noticed ever since I started doing that, like first I was just taking over games. Like I wasn't doing that at all. But then I was like watching guys and people like, oh, you need to, as a mid laner, you have to roam with the jungler and everything like that. So I try to do that and I start losing my games, but it's because I recognize that the junglers aren't good at all. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like, so even if I'm roaming with them, I'm trying to go off their plays, they don't know what to play. They don't know what play to make. There was one game yesterday where I got super irritated because we got a triple kill on the bot lane and we caught their jungler out. We caught them while they were actually doing the dragon. And the Udyr runs back into the fucking jungle and then backs. And I'm like, dude, why are we not doing this? Why are we not doing this dragon?
Oh my god.
He must have had all his pings muted because I was pinging him like, come do the dragon. And he just went to the other side and started doing this top side red. I'm like, I'm like, this is. And that's what I'm talking about right there. Like, these are not real people.
It's like a bot. It's like a
Yeah,
bot. Yeah, straight up.
like so. Um, and like I don't know. Even if you're having like a really good, like you can be having an excellent game in mid lane, or the jungle can be having a good game, and the top lane can be having a good game. Then your bot lane is just like they don't know how to do anything, and then you try to like get them back together or whatever, and they still, whether they're whining about it or whatever, I don't know, because I have everything muted. But maybe people are like talking shit to them, and they're in their mental or whatever. Or maybe it's top lane, or maybe it's a jungler, or whatever the case may be. I just mute everything, and because I understand how it is to just like you're having a bad game, or you're missing skill shots and everything like that, and I understand it. But there are just some games, man, where it's just like I don't know, like I did everything right, like, and I got punished for it hard or whatever the case may be. Like I made one mistake, and then like I lose my lane, I lose tower, I lose 2 towers or something like that, and it's just like that's the game or whatever. So I remember, like you said earlier, like earlier this month or something like that. It's like you have to be the guy all the time.
Yeah.
And if you're not,
you can't make any mistakes.
Yeah. God forbid you have a game where you get totally counterpicked and you go like 0-6 in lane, or 0-3 in lane, or something like that. Like,
no, you just lose automatically. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Like you have no one to carry you.
I will say. So so a couple games yesterday. So I had a game. This was miserable. Me and Jet. I was playing Jin and he was playing Leona, and we were up against a Smolder and a Yumi. And dude, Montrell, when I tell you it went bad, it went bad. I was 0-7, and I think Jet ended the game 0-8-17. So we were getting, for whatever reason, we were getting rocked down there. But we ended up winning this game, and I ended the game 9-8-4 from starting 0-7. Like, so it can be done, but the level of like outplay I had to do after the early game was fucking completely insane to like get to that point, because the enemy team had a Yi and a Vigar also.
Oh my god!
So it was one of those teams where it was like, if they got on me specifically at all, I'm dead. Yeah. And the fucking Smolder could 2-shot me because he was so powerful. He had 18 kills by the end of the fucking game. But this guy sucked. He wasn't a good player. But the thing is, Jet picked Leona into Yumi, and I don't know if he hasn't played Yumi in a while or what, but he completely underestimated her sustain. And he kept going in early game, and I'm trying to follow up with him and be there to fight with him and not just let him die, obviously. But we would lose every time we were doing it because we could not out damage Yumi's sustain, because she had heal as a summoner spell. She heals herself, and then she has the fucking shield she does. Like, it just was too much sustain. And then we eventually, like, we lost a couple fights, and then Smolder's too strong at that point, and it was just doing too much damage, and it was like, it was bad. So it was bad down there. But like, after we got out of the laning phase, though, like, I didn't tilt. I let it go. I just kept farming. Took a couple fights, got a couple big bounties, later in the game, and fucking got back into the game. And we ended up winning the game. It was a crazy comeback, actually. Like, I could not believe we fucking won. We had no business winning that game. It was crazy because we had an Amumu who was 1-8 in the game and did like 8,000 damage at the end of the game. He was fucking miserable. And then we had another game though, and this one was really frustrating, where I was playing Varus and he was playing Lux, and we were up against a Nami fucking Draven bottom, which if you know, you know how hard that lane is, given the characters we were playing. And when I tell you we didn't lose the lane, we didn't die in lane, I ended the game like the Draven ended the game 2-3-10. The Nami was 1-1-17. We did not die in lane. We didn't lose the lane. We ended up losing our tower because our jungler went in and fucking inted and got us killed. And he got mad at us when we were like under our tower, and he went in half-assed, and then he ran away as we were trying to help him fight. And like he got away and we died, and then our tower got destroyed afterwards. So that was the only reason we technically, quote, lost the lane, was that. Otherwise, we didn't fucking die in the lane. Like, we didn't feed Draven at all. He didn't have an impact in the rest of the game at all, honestly. And it was really frustrating because the other three players in the game, let me read their fucking KDAs for their people. Top lane Galio, 12, 2, and 14. Jungle Warwick 9-4-10. Mid lane Diana 9-1-7. I just read the Draven 2-3-10. Nami 1-1-17. Bot lane was not the reason we lost this game. you know, and it's just frustrating because Draven always kind of gives us problems, right? He's a tough fucking ADC to play against, and we played it fine. Like we played it perfectly fine, and the rest of our team just like completely cratered. Like they just got destroyed in their lanes. It's just really frustrating, dude. And then we had another game. The last game we played, we were playing against a Lucian and a Blitz, and this one wasn't as clean for us. Like we did die, both of us, a few times to the Lucian, but it didn't start happening in a bad way until our fucking Nunu came down. This guy ended the game 5-14. He came down and did a gank and died before we could even get there. Like he just gave the Lucian a kill for free, and at that point it turned into an avalanche. Like the Lucian got too strong for us to fight.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those situations, and it just was really frustrating because the Lucian ended up quote unquote carrying the game. I don't think he did though. It didn't feel like he did. Honestly, the biggest issue we had was Rengar later in the game. He was like two-shotting me. He was two-shotting Jet. He was two-shotting our mid laner. Like he just kept getting behind us, and our team was ignoring him completely. And that was the reason we were honestly losing. It really wasn't the Lucian. But everybody at the end of the game though, everybody kept pinging Lucian like Lucian was the problem. It was like, brother, like Rengar's tearing our fucking backline apart every fight. Like it's not Lucian. Like the Lucian wasn't that great, but he just, he fucking snowballs because of a couple kills. Bottom that roamed. It was just so I don't know. It's just the state of it is frustrating. We're not going to be able to play for a week and a half though. We're both going out of town, so I actually feel like this is good timing because I need a break. Like I need to get away from this. I need to reset, and when I come back, maybe League will be like, oh man, they haven't played for a week and a half. Let's give them some easy games so they feel like they're having fun again. Because
I
almost guarantee that's going to happen.
I mean, I just feel like every game is following like this whole like engagement system. They just want you to be engaged. Like the last game that I realized that had a really true good rank system for me was Halo 3. It had a true skill system, and that system was like really good. Besides that, it seems like almost every game after that, after they introduced like this LP engagement thing that all these video games are doing, I don't know, man. I can't. It just doesn't seem viable to climb at all. It doesn't seem viable to like you can do so much research, you can have all this knowledge. You're still playing with 4 other people on the team that either they want to win or they don't want to win. And you're at their mercy, and I just feel like that's not fair. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. No, it is what it is. League is. I don't think it's just League though. I think this is like you were saying, it's kind of an all game problem.
Yeah.
So it's frustrating, but so all right. Outside of League, I've been playing a lot of Stellaris. Actually, I got into this last week after I finished Clair Obscure, and I've been playing. I kind of made my own race. I did like a Ring World start for this race, and this game's fun. It is in Paradox's style of grand strategy game, where it's active with pause that they do, where time will just move forward if you're unpaused, and then you can pause the game whenever you want. It's in that same style. The game is cool. I don't have a ton to say about it other than I feel I'm kind of feeling like that weird stagnation settle in already with this game though, where it feels like every game's going to play out the same way. And I don't know what the solution to this is for 4X strategy games. I really don't, but it's not to say that Stellaris is bad. It's not. I'm having a lot of fun with it, actually. It's really got its hooks in me right now, but I will say I can already feel the end point coming with it, where I'm just going to put it down probably for now, because it's got a lot of cool systems in it. It's got this like exploration is really fun. You have to go like survey systems with science ships, and You find like anomalies and stuff, and then you'll survey planets that you can inhabit, or some of them might have like an anomaly on it, or sometimes you'll find like an archaeological dig that you can go do, and stuff like that. And to me, that's like the fun part of the game. The rest of it, like the running into other empires and stuff, is it's kind of similar to other 4X games, and it's just not that interesting, I guess. So far, I haven't really fought a war with anybody yet, so I don't know what that looks like necessarily either. I'm kind of feeling like this is a game, like I'm probably going to settle to a point where I'm going to learn it, and then I'm going to probably mostly play it multiplayer, maybe. Because a lot of the other guys in our group, like they all really like Stellaris, so I think there's a pretty good opportunity here for us to like play like a big multiplayer game with it. So I'm definitely going to do it for that, but I don't know. This is kind of a weird game. I don't have a ton to say about it because it doesn't feel like, I know a lot of people love this game, but I'm kind of just at a point with 4X games that they all feel like this, it happened with Civ. It's happening with this game. I think even Europa Universalis 4, as fun as that game was, that game has a cadence to it ultimately that you fall into where it just becomes a game of conquest, and it's kind of a slog at a certain point. And all of Paradox's games kind of play like this, from what I understand. The only one that doesn't is what is it called? I think it's Crusader Kings. Yeah, Crusader Kings is the one. That one's more like focused on like the political intrigue of being in a medieval era in Europe, which is very interesting to me. So that one, I want to check that one out as well. But I don't know. Has this game you've ever been interested in, Montrell, Stellaris?
I'm trying to picture Stellaris actually, because the name sounds super familiar. I just
So
can't
it's the
picture
one that has like these like hyper lanes between systems. You can't like it's not like a grid map or anything like that. Um, your ships travel through a system, and then they'll hit like a hyperlane, which is a connection to another system. And that's the only way to travel between systems. You
Oh,
don't have
okay.
like free mobility. So you're like locked. So the game ends up turning into a game of like choke points, where there will be choke points in your empire that all your hyperlanes go to, and those are kind of the most important systems for you to defend. Ultimately, is kind of how the game ends up working out. So it's a cool system, but like I said, it kind of always plays out that way. Ultimately, and it's I don't know. It's like it's cool. It's just I'm already at the point though where I'm not even reading the events anymore. I'm just kind of clicking through, and I'm just trying to play through the game. I want to play like a full game and see what it feels like.
Hmm.
So I don't know. But I'm saying this like I don't want to like jump the gun too much. Like I've only played a couple different race types. Like there's many. I think where the game tries to differentiate itself is how diverse the race pool is. There's many different ways to play Stellaris. Like you can be like a fucking hive mind, organic hive mind that like tries to take over the galaxy, or you could be like a fucking machine race or something like that, and stuff like that. So there's many different ways to play the game. It's just Paradox's games tend to have very similar design space, where it's a lot of numbers going up.
Yeah.
It's not. It's kind of like the Civ 5 design style, which I'm not a huge fan of necessarily, where it's literally just like you're just kind of accumulating numbers. You're accumulating modifiers, you're accumulating this, like, you're getting more minerals, you're getting more energy credits, you're getting more food, and it's like that's like what the game boils down to ultimately. And it can become kind of boring after a while, I think, if you play it too much. So this isn't a game I'm going to be like on probably like super long term necessarily, but I am enjoying it right now, so it is fun. I am looking forward to playing it in multiplayer too. I think that will actually be very interesting, potentially, for sure. So yeah, that game's been cool. I did get during the Sony sale that's going on, the Days of Play, I decided to pick up Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 because it is slightly on sale. And I started it. I played for maybe 30 minutes. I didn't get like super far, but what I will say right away is this game's a lot more crisp than the first game, which is what I was kind of hoping for and expecting. It's way smoother on the way your movement is and running around and controlling your character and stuff. Um, and it looks really good. So I'm actually really excited to jump into that. Probably when I get back from Padre, but yeah. So got that game as well, and then that's it for now. I do have one more game to talk about, but I'm going to do that later in the episode here. So, Montreal, besides the league, what have you been playing this week?
So after that whole day yesterday,
Yeah,
I did also plan on. I downloaded 2 games that I really wanted to play. I already have Battlefront 2 on my Xbox, but I wanted to play on my PlayStation because
yeah,
that player base is bigger. So I did that, and I downloaded No Man's Sky because they just released an update called Beacons,
yeah,
and I was like, you know what? The game's been out for 9 years. It's crazy, right? The game's been out since 2016.
yeah.
The game's been out for 9 years. Let me try jumping to it and play it, and it's actually very like a it's one of those, I know you probably won't like it because it's one of those games where it's like Minecrafty, where you start up a world and or your own little
Yeah, it doesn't have a goal as much.
yeah, they give you missions in there. So I'm doing the missions 'cause I just started the game. So they do give you missions and you can talk to NPCs and stuff like that. I just got to the space station where I'm about to talk to NPCs. I can't really understand them, so I have to like
Yeah,
slowly decrypt their language as I talk to them. But yeah, it's like you gather stuff, you build stuff, and you build bases and settlements and stuff like that. You can name the settlement. So like I have a settlement called
yeah.
the Rice Granberry settlement, and
Nice.
so and then eventually I can take over planets and stuff like that. And all, like you can actually start your own space station, your own corporation and stuff like that in your own instance, and then I can bring people into my instance if I want to or
Nice.
whatever.
Okay.
So it is like cool in that aspect.
I mean, it's pretty
There,
robust at this point, right?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't encounter any issues at all. Like I went from it was really cool because you go from like the ship all the way to space, and it's just
Mm,
like really cool. And then you can jump into hyperspace and go to a different system. Um, yeah, I just like it. I like it. I think the base building is way better than like Starfield's base building. And even the traveling and everything like that. I think Starfield kind of nails that a little bit better as far as like how you feel. But this game really does feel like you're like flying your own ship and you're just exploring and shit like that.
yeah. Yeah.
And everything. So I actually like it. I mean, I recommend it to people. It's a really chill game to play. That's why I'm playing it. Like it's a really chill game, and the music is really good. And yeah, and I haven't played. I have played a little bit more of Claire Obscure. I'm like in the middle of Expedition 33 right now.
Hmm.
So I have Act Two. Um,
Okay,
I'm
Montreal,
not.
do not drop this game the way you drop metaphor.
No, 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 no. I'm not going to drop this game.
Okay,
I'm not going to drop
okay.
this
I
game.
have to talk about this game in a
Yeah,
spoiler cast.
yeah.
Like
I'm
I
not
have
going to
to.
drop this game. I'm not going to
Okay.
drop this game. So,
Okay.
I'm just trying to like gauge it out. I
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
play
Yeah.
other games, and I
Yeah.
got since I'm taking a break as well from League of Legends. After yesterday, I just don't want to play the game. So
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a lot more time to play other games, and that's what I'm doing. Um, so I do want to finish this game. I want to play No Man's Sky, and then I want to go onto my Switch 2, and I want to play like some of the older Zelda games I haven't played because I haven't played Minish Cap. I played Four Swords
Mm,
before,
hmm.
but I didn't play. It was another one too. Fuck, uh, Minish Cap
Oracle
and
Seasons.
Oracle Seasons. That's what it was. I haven't played
Yeah.
Oracle Seasons yet,
Okay.
so I want to go back and play those. And then also, I am going to try to play Breath of the Wild again. They got the patches for them, so you download the $10. I have it since I already have the game. It's only $10 for me. I have both games actually because I bought Tears of the Kingdom for my wife. She finished that game.
Nice.
So,
Okay.
so yeah, I'm gonna play both of those, and yeah, and at 60 frames. They didn't do any patching for Xenoblade yet, so that's what I'm really waiting for. Then I'm gonna get
Mm,
back into Xenoblade Chronicles
for
X.
X. Yeah.
Yeah,
X. Yeah.
they already did like a small patch for 3. I heard it's still not 60 frames yet, but
Oh.
it is a solid 30 now. People were like, "Yeah, I can finally play the game at a solid 30 frames."
Oh my god, is that where we're at with Nintendo though? Come on, man. Jesus Christ, dude. Like it's like 2011 with them, you know? It's so fucking frustrating. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, so I'm waiting for those patches to go through. Because I really want to play a lot of my older games. I'm thinking there's gonna be a general patch for every game, but yeah, I'm really just waiting for these patches to go through, so that I can go back and play these games and stuff like that. Because that's really what I want to
I
do.
mean, it's release day, right? It's
Yeah,
gonna take some time probably for all this stuff to happen. So, but they had Xenoblade Chronicles X on their promotion for specifically the like update patches. So,
yeah,
I mean, I'm assuming the game's gonna get one for sure. But
yeah. And I did see they had a hidden menu in there. I remember someone like kind of hacked the game, and there's a hidden menu in there for like performance or resolution or whatever the case may be. So
okay, yeah,
I know it's coming. I just don't know when it's coming. So
nice. Okay, is that all you're playing?
yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right. Well, let's jump into the news. We got we are in E3 time of the year, which obviously E3 doesn't exist anymore, but we got our Summer Games Fest, which is happening I think tomorrow, I believe, is when it's starting. So we're gonna cover that next week. Xbox has a showcase this weekend as well. But Sony decided to do a state of play yesterday, and it was about 40 minutes or so, and there's a lot to talk about here. So let's just go through Montrell. I'm going to go through every game, but if you don't want to, stop me if you want to talk about a specific game, and we'll just go there. We'll do it that way. So the first game was Luminous Arise. This is from the team that made Tetris Effect. And I don't have a whole lot to say about it. This is not my type of game. But same for you, Montrell.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, next one I think you'll be a little bit more interested in is Pragmata from Capcom. It's going to be a third-person action game of some sort. Definitely has a very weird look and feel to it.
I saw the combat, and I was just like, "Is this it?" Like, I don't know. That was just me. I saw a lot of people were excited about it, but I was just like, "Is this it?" Like, oh,
yeah.
Okay. It looks very. I was expecting something like, I don't know if you remember that old game called Lost Planet. That's what I was kind of expecting.
Okay. Yeah.
But or it's like a guy with mechs and he was on a world with snow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was kind of expecting that, but
yeah, I'm not even sure what this is, like what this is trying to be necessarily. Like it's got a weird look to it. It's obviously it's an action adventure game of some sort, but it doesn't look all that like you're not. This isn't like a fucking action game, the way Capcom would normally make them. Like this feels like your character's kind of slow and not very agile.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like she's the one doing all these little moves and stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
First of all, the games that focus around little girls creep me out.
Yeah, I don't know what the. Well, she's like clearly some kind of robot too. Like, what is it with this? I don't understand.
It's clearly like, all right, I might get, flame for this, but it's clearly like lolly, centric. Like,
you think so?
Clearly,
this
you think
that's
clearly
what they're trying to appeal to.
This is clearly like one of the creators really wanted to create this lolly girl, bro.
Jesus.
Like, in my opinion, that's what it looks like. Because, like, why else would you make a little girl robot? So, like, so if stuff comes out about her, technically she's a robot, guys. She's not a real person. Like, that's what they do. That's the guys they do. And it's just really creepy to me.
No, I'm with you for sure. So yeah, there was that. It's coming in 2026. That one. Next was the next game from Suda51, which I've never played any of his games, but he is certainly kind of a character in the gaming space. Is Deadman. What do you think of this one, Montrell?
Romeo is a dead man.
Yeah.
This game looks cool. I think it's a fun game, like one of those games that you would just pick up a GameStop because of the cover art.
Yeah, it's so weird. The opening to it, dude. The dude, like, it's like a weird animated opening where he
It's,
gets this thing put in his eye by somebody, and there's like a zombie just eating his arm on the fucking porch. You know, like it's so fucking weird, dude. I don't know.
yeah, I can't wait to play it. This game was really. These are the kind of games I like. They're just like random as fuck and shit like that, and it's like
Random, but it's yeah, it is an action game
yeah, it is
though.
an action
You know,
game. So
like
I like
yeah,
games like this. So
yeah. So that's coming in 2026 as well. Next game after that was Silent Hill F, which Konami, I guess, is they're leaning back into Silent Hill a little bit. I was eating during this, so I had to skip this one, dude. It was too fucking grotesque and gross. Like it's just like fucking the art style here is just there's something really like nasty about it.
yeah, that's Silent Hill for you, man. This reminds me of a game called Clock Tower,
Yeah.
where the girl had kind of had to hide. It was like a schoolgirl, but she was hiding from like this dude in the clock tower, or not a dude, it was a demon, and there was also other demons that were trying to kill you as well. So this looks like I might pick this up.
Mm-hmm.
I like scary games like this, so
Yeah.
yeah, I might see what's going on with this game.
Yep.
I'm not a real big huge Silent Hill fan though.
Me either. I'm not a horror guy though, really.
Yeah, you're not a horror guy though.
It is coming on September 25th though, so it's this year. So that's good. Next game after that was, dude, this whole trailer. I'm sitting here like, is this Castlevania? And
Everyone said that, dude. Everyone.
it's like, nope, it's Bloodstained, which is yes, Castlevania, but more anime than that. So I mean, I don't know. This looks cool. I didn't play the original Bloodstained though, so I don't. I'm probably not picking this up. But did you ever play?
This seems like your game. You like Castlevania, right?
I've never really played any of them, honestly.
I thought you were a Castlevania fan. I don't know.
No, I am a fan of the IP, dude. I think Castlevania is like one of the coolest fucking IPs in video games.
Okay.
It's such a great idea of what it is. I've just never really been super into the games, though.
Okay, gotcha.
So yeah, no. I mean, I love Metroidvanias. Don't get me wrong, and like I haven't not played any of the Vania side of that is probably stupid. But it's just like I need to. I tried to play Symphony of the Night a few years ago, and I don't know why I couldn't get into it when I was playing it. So I need to give it another shot because I'm pretty sure I would probably like them a lot, actually. But
yeah, because Mega Man ZX is a Metroidvania. It's more of a Metroidvania than the actual Mega Man game, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I would agree with that. Same with the Zero games.
Yeah.
For sure. But no, it looks pretty cool. Like I think it looks good. I think this definitely looks solid. So that's one to look forward to for sure. Which did it have a release date? I didn't see. 2026 is what it's coming.
It just says wish list on mine, but yeah.
Yep. And then I thought of you with this next one. Digimon Story Time Stranger. What is this game, Montrell? I couldn't even wrap my head around what genre it is. Like,
this is a turn-based one. This is not the action.
Turn-based RPG. Okay,
yeah, this is a turn-based one. This is not the action one.
Yeah.
But yeah, Digimon games have always been very experimental though, so that's why I like them because whether it's like real-time action or turn-based, they always kind of experiment within those genres as well, which is why I still to this day think Digimon games are way superior than Pokemon games because they have to actually try in Digimon games.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed the story. I enjoy the Digimon that they bring and everything like that. It's always like some really good character designs, or not character designs, but character development actually among the tamers, because they don't call them trainers, they call them tamers. Among the tamers and stuff like that. And they're just really consistent. Even the anime is like really consistent. From like the first season of Digimon, the first DigiDestined, they had like a re-release, or not a re-release. They not rebooted the franchise, but kind of revitalized it. And they actually started with the DigiDestined that were like in the first one. So they are all adults now. They're like our age. They're like 30 and they have kids and shit like that. And like, it's funny that you still see like Agumon next to them, and they're like Tai, and you still see Agumon next to him. And it's like, and then Tai's like, like my daughter's about to be a DigiDestined now. What the fuck or whatever? Like, or they encounter their kids being DigiDestined, but they encounter like the newer generation DigiDestined and like how they had to navigate that and everything like that, and like the stakes they made and shit. So I like Digimon because like the character build, like not only is it like a monster trainer or monster catcher or whatever, But like the character development and everything is like really good. So I always thought, in my opinion, it was vastly superior than Digimon. But yeah, this one, this is the more of the Cyber Sleuth franchise, a spinoff of that, which is the turn-based one. So if you like Cyber Sleuth, then you'll love this one.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Did they say when it's coming out? October 3rd this year.
Yeah, I'm
So it's
probably gonna
coming,
get this on the Switch. If it's coming to the Switch, I'm probably gonna
Yep.
get this.
Yep. Fair enough. Okay. And then moving on. Finally, it's fucking real. We have been hearing about this game.
I thought about you when this shit came out,
bro. Like, Square, why did this take so long? You have one guy in a closet working on this fucking shit. Like,
I guarantee you they do, bro. I guarantee.
Absolutely absurd that this took as long as it did. But yes, Final Fantasy Tactics is getting a quote unquote remake called the Ivalice Chronicles. And I'm gonna be all over this shit when it comes out. Honestly, I mean, I haven't played Final Fantasy Tactics in a while. Like, it's been a number of years since I played it, and getting a nice new, kind of touched up version of it is gonna be nice. War of the Lions is great on PSP, but this looks like it's good. They didn't change the art style really, but it does sound like they are making some I don't know if I'd say changes to the story necessarily, but maybe additions is what it sounds like. They are going to be
they may be adding on to it.
Yeah, they are going to be doing fully voiced dialogue like they did with Tactics Ogre, which I'm a little more about. I don't love the fully voiced stuff in these tactics games. I think it's kind of weird, actually, to be honest with you. I think these games play much better as like a book, actually, like where you're having to read it. I think they just feel that feels more natural for them, but it's fine. You can always turn the voice acting off. But the cool thing about this, though, is that they are not forcing you to play the enhanced version. They're going to put the original version of War of the Lions in this. So you will be able to play a classic mode where the game has the more grainy look to it, and has the original interface and everything like that. So if you don't want to play with the new interface updates and quality of life stuff, you don't have to. So that's a nice thing in there. And I don't know, it looks really good. They added they added like a timeline chronicle as well, which I think for Final Fantasy Tactics is actually super essential. This game has a very convoluted political narrative, and it's very difficult to keep track of, honestly. And I think that will be super valuable to have in the game. So it is coming on September 30th. Yeah, I'm fucking excited, dude. Honestly, I mean, Montrell, do you have any interest in playing this? I mean, it's a phenomenal game. Like, it's one of the greats for a reason.
I will give this a try. I will give it a try because you say it is. I'm gonna give it a try.
Yeah. Oh,
the last tactics games I played, which I don't even consider a tactics game like that, was Deciga.
No, that's a different style of tactics game. It is much more of like a JRPG grind fest. Is kind of how that designed. This is that to a degree. It can be if you want it to, but you don't have to play the game that way.
Okay.
The funny part of Final Fantasy Tactics is that, like, it's actually got some parts of the story that are really hard. Like, there are some battles that are extremely difficult, but I will say overall the game gives you so many overpowered, like stupidly overpowered characters that you can just kind of waltz through the end of the game with those overpowered characters. You don't have to like play the game where it is necessarily. It will kind of like give you the tools to just win, ultimately. So, but if you want to grind and get into its systems, you can do that as well. So it's very fun. It's very involved. What I'm hoping for with the enhancements and stuff is that maybe we get some new jobs. That would be fucking cool as hell, actually. To get some new like character jobs and stuff. So because there's some cool stuff in this game, like Cloud is in the game. You can get him as like a secret character. So I'm wondering if maybe they'll add other stuff, like, I don't know, newer characters like Clive or Lightning or something. That would be kind of cool. So maybe there'll be some hidden stuff that we're been waiting on. Maybe that would explain why this is taking so long. So yeah, no, I'm very excited about this. This will be a very fun game to play. So yeah, September 30th this year, like I said. Then after that, we had a bunch of, they kind of went into a montage a bit. They showed that game Baby Steps again. this game looks fucking weird. It looks funny. Like I almost want to play it because it looks like it's gonna be funny to play, you know. The kind of style they're going for is very goofy, but I have a feeling though it would be really tedious to play because like every step you take is like literally you could fall down and die, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. Does this appeal to you at all?
Not really. You did skip one. They also announced like the Mortal Kombat collection.
No, that's coming afterwards.
Oh, okay. On my damn, maybe you're watching my shit is like backwards then. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking at the official stream.
Yeah, on the
from
official stream, it doesn't
PlayStation.
even. Yeah, it doesn't have it. It has it, but doesn't have each one.
Well, it doesn't have it
laid out.
time stamped, but
Yeah.
yeah. But no, Baby Steps was first. Then they showed like a bunch of games, like Everybody's Golf. Then they showed Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, actually, which that game looks sick. Probably
Yeah.
not gonna play it, but looks sick. Cairn. Then they showed the Mortal Kombat
Okay.
collection, Legacy Collection, which is coming in 2025. I'm assuming that's gonna have like a bunch of the old games on it, right?
Yeah, it's gonna have Mortal Kombat 1 through 4.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
I was kind of expecting more. I mean, there's been so many Mortal Kombat games.
I know, me too, but
Like, dude, they showed that wall during it with like all the games on it. And I was like, damn, there really have been that many Mortal Kombats, huh? Like,
yeah.
Jesus. But then the big one after that was Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. We got a release date. It's coming on August 28th this year.
Oh shit, really? I didn't see that release date.
Yep. But did you watch the trailer though?
Yeah, it looks really good actually.
Yeah, I agree.
I wasn't expecting it to look this good actually.
I'm encouraged. Yeah, I'm kind of encouraged. It looks pretty good. Like I think they're pretty faithful here. And I don't know, it's been a long time since I played Snake Eater.
Was that your first one? That was your first one you played,
no,
right?
No, I played all 4 of them in chronological order back in like 2008.
Okay.
After Metal Gear Solid 3 came out.
Okay.
Or sorry, 4. After 4 came out.
After 4 came out, okay.
Yeah.
So did you play 3 first, or did you play?
I actually don't think I've ever played them since, any of them. So.
Yeah, that's fair. I played 2 because 2 is my favorite. Metal Gear Solid 2 is my favorite one. I played that maybe 3 years ago just to replay it and see how it is.
Yeah, I know it might be time to like revisit the franchise because I haven't played. I played them all once through, and I've never played any of them again. I mean, it's one of those things though. Like they're so cinematic in the way they are presented to you. And the way I played it, like I played it with a buddy of mine way back. Like he was like a huge fan of Metal Gear Solid, and he wanted me to play through all the games, so he watched my entire playthrough of all of them. So it was like a really fun experience. So it's like honestly replaying them now would just be a pale like imitation of that moment. It wouldn't feel the same. So I don't know. That's kind of the reason I've never really touched them since actually. So I don't know, but August 28th for that one. Definitely looks pretty good. All right, Montrell. This next one. This was our moment. How long did it take you to realize what it was? Like, was it instantaneous?
So hold on. I actually pinpoint the moment I knew this was Neo. Hold on. Let me see.
It was when Koei Tecmo's logo came up for me.
Well, I thought I was like
5 seconds in. I was like, no way, bro.
I thought it was gonna be a different game. I'm like, maybe it's like this is not the Neo friend. Like, you know how they may do something or whatever.
No, because the dude's holding an Emeritus crystal, right?
Yeah.
Which I was like, okay, that's definitely very Neo.
Yeah.
It's some sort of 1600s Japanese period of time. And then they showed the Koei Tecmo logo. I was like, no. And then they show the player with the Guardian Spirit next to them, and I was like, dude, it's Neo. What's going on? I was like, what? Is this real? I was losing my mind, dude.
Dude, I was playing. I was in the middle of a game when this shit was being shown. I literally got killed because I was hyped as fuck. I was like, oh my god, it's 203! And, whatever. But no, dude, like this game. First of all, I love the art style change. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I was just like, I mean, you played the demo, so how does it play, man?
Well, okay, let me lay it out first. So yeah, Neo 3 is coming out next year. However, there's a demo available on PlayStation right now. You need to search for I had to search for Neo 3 um Alpha, I think is what it was, for it to show up on PSN.
Okay.
And yeah, man. So yeah, I played the demo yesterday for about an hour and a half. I got through. So they throw you in like a level, like it's kind of a linear level to start, and then you beat that. There's a boss at the end. You beat that, and then it kind of throws you into the next part of the game, which is not a level per se. It is an open. They're calling it open zone. So it's kind of open world ish type space, and it is. You're on a map, and you can kind of go anywhere you want. It's very interesting. This is very different from Neo. Neo is a level based game typically, like the first two games have been. Within those levels, there can be sections that are fairly open, but typically, it's a lot of kind of linear corridors you're going down with, like branching paths and stuff like that. Has typically been the way the games tend to play. The level design in Neo is really good, but it's not an open. It's never been like an open world game like that. So this is totally different in that regard, where they kind of just throw you into it, and they give you an area you have to go to, and you can do whatever you want between there. Getting there. Um, the difficulty definitely still here. I was playing, so I don't know. This is the thing. This is a demo, right? So I don't know what they're holding back versus what they're not. There were only so far there are only 6 weapons that seem to be available in the demo. I don't know if there will be more, if I'm like waiting to unlock more or something. But so far, what it is sword, odachi, spear, kusarigama, dual blades, dual swords, and then fists, like claw weapon. Which actually I don't think that's new. I think that was in Neo 2 from one of the DLCs, I believe. But one of the big changes they made is there's now a ninja mode. I guess that's what I'll call it. So in Neo, you've typically been a samurai. That's like the way the game has always presented your character. And that's how you play as well. However, you play with a lot of weapons that are more ninja-esque generally, or typically have been in Japanese history, is like dual blades, kusarigama, the fists or whatever. I'm sure tonfa will be included in this if that's in the game as well. And those are more ninja style weapons. So those weapons are locked to the different. So you basically have a samurai form and you have a ninja form. And those weapons are locked to the different forms. I am not sure how I feel about this quite yet. At least that's how it's playing so far. Maybe that changes at some point and you can use the kusarigama in the samurai mode. I don't know. Because the two modes are very different in how they play. The samurai mode is exactly how you remember it. It's the same as Neo's played for the most part, where you have your key pulse when you hit R1, and you have your different stances, which you actually have to unlock, by the way, in the skill tree. You don't have them by default. You start with just mid stance, and you have to switch you have to unlock the other ones for the weapons, which I find interesting. But so the odachi, the sword, and the spear are samurai weapons, and those have different stances. The dual blades, the kusarigama, and the fists, those are ninja weapons. So the ninja weapons do not have stances so far, at least that I saw. So I didn't look in the skill tree too deeply. Maybe they're in there at some point. I don't think they are though. I think they're kind of, this is where they're differentiating the gameplay for this game. You don't in ninja form, you don't have a key pulse either. So when you use your key, if you press R1, you do this like whirlwind spin thing, which you can use to directionally position yourself. Basically, it kind of acts as like a dodge essentially. So you can do like a huge attack combo and then kind of dodge out of it to kind of get away from the enemy. So it's like more of a hit and run style mode with the ninja mode, which makes sense. You have your ninjutsu in there as well, And so your like shuriken and stuff that you have and bombs and things like that, that's all in your ninja form. You can't use those things in your samurai form. So the other interesting thing is these two forms have different gear sets as well. So you can play your samurai form as like a heavy armor plate wearing, like, kind of bruiser style if you want, and then you can have the ninja form be your fast, speedy, kind of hit and run form if you want. So you can kind of build them both. I think the interesting thing about this is what I was worried about with Neo 3 is like, because Neo 1 is a complex game, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot of forms, there's a lot of weapons, there's a lot of stats, there's a lot of different ways you can play the game. Neo 2 just added complexity to that, right? So there's more weapons, there's more stats, there's bigger skill trees, and all that. And it's like, it feels like Neo 3 is just adding more complexity onto that already. I have a feeling that will be a huge barrier to entry for anybody who hasn't played the first two games. I'm going to be honest. This is a series I really recommend. Like, if you want to get into it, like, play Neo 1 and Neo 2 now, because if you just try to jump straight into Neo 3, they are just layering new mechanics onto the existing systems, and you're going to be so overwhelmed. I think a lot of people will bounce off this game significantly because of that.
You know what's interesting though about Neo, dude?
Yeah.
Like I said, like my brother, he plays video games. He's not a huge video game player, but he texted me when he found out Neo 3 was coming out.
Yeah.
He was like, "Dude, Neo 3 is coming out." I was like, "Bro, we have to play through Neo 2 together." He was like, "Oh, let's do that."
Yeah.
So like,
yeah,
the game's complicated, but like I said, he's not dumb in the slightest or anything like that. He's not a bad video game player. He's a casual video game player. But like, I use him as a gauge because he's a casual video game player and he loves Neo. So
I will say,
varies.
to their credit, I think Team Ninja did a good job with both games of designing the base difficulty of getting through the campaign in such a way, because this has always been like, when I talk to people about Neo and they whine about like the itemization and stuff and the amount of loot you get.
Mm-hmm.
I always tell them, like, okay, ignore the loot. Don't look through the loot when you're done. Just go in the menu, hit the button that makes you put on the best equipment, and you just click that button and you're done. And then you trash everything else, or you sell it, or you dismantle it, or whatever. In normal, like, you don't have to worry about that stuff, really. Like, the game is balanced in such a way that as long as you have the best gear on, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's much more about your like raw stats, defense, and attack than it is your like kind of build per se. That still matters, but it matters less than I think it does in higher difficulties.
Yeah.
So I think that's always been true, which is why I think Neo does decently well because of that, because you can just kind of roll up and play it, like, and you'll be fine for the most part as long as you're updating your gear. And you don't need to be like a god. Like, you don't have to be a combo god to beat the game either. Like, it's like, I'm not that super good at the combos necessarily, per se. And some of the shit I've seen people do with it is nuts, but so I think the game is forgiving in that way, and so, but I will say, if you do engage with the systems, it's going to be overwhelming, because there's just a lot going on. So yeah, you got your two different modes, right? And then you get this open zone type thing going on, which I was playing around with it, and I ran around. I did some stuff. There's like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain this, like, without making it sound like an Ubisoft game. I ran into like a base, like what the game terms an enemy base, and it just had a bunch of, and it was just like an area, and it had a bunch of yokai in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's considered a location on the map, and you have to go clear it out. Like, you have to kill all the yokai in it, and it will like unlock it. Like, you have liberated that base, basically.
That's very you know what? So what you were saying, right? When you have to unlock the different forms, that's right. Because you haven't played Rise of Ronin, right?
No, I haven't.
So that's very Rise of Ronin-esque. And now what you're saying with the open area, and then you can go in there and liberate an area, you do the same thing in Rise of Ronin. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So yeah, I did one of those, and I beat it. There was like, it was interesting. There was a bunch of enemies. I think it was 7 enemies I had to kill, and there, a lot of them were like patrolling or just standing around or whatever. There was kind of a bigger enemy at the end of it. It wasn't a boss, but it was a like higher level enemy than I had seen up to that point. I killed that thing, and then it was it was liberated or whatever, and it upgraded my exploration level for that section of the map, which is interesting. So they've added this like layer of exploration to the game, which is interesting. I don't know how I feel about it personally, because I am very strongly in the camp of like, I think Neo's level design is fucking immaculate. I don't know if I need the game to be open like this necessarily. Like, I kind of like the linear levels of the game personally. So I'm not sure how I feel about it right now. Maybe the game will have some of those linear levels too. It'll be like kind of a mixture. I'm not sure yet. I mean, obviously the first level was one of those. So that was interesting. I will say to the boss for the opening level, I managed to kill it. I will say I could see people getting stuck on this though, because your character's so weak in the demo. Like, bro, when you're fighting this guy, like I was only able to kill it with, I had to summon a fucking the acolytes you can summon, or the friendly companions, the AI companions you can summon, that are like other people's revenants or whatever. I summoned one of those, and I managed to beat the boss. Trying to fight it solo was like, dude, he was killing me in about 3 hits, and his health bar was fucking not moving. When I was hitting him, it was fucking bonkers, bro. So it's Neo, man. Like, it's the difficulty's definitely there. I had an enemy too I found in the open part. I was kind of exploring, and I got to the end of an area, and there was this like worm just hiding in the ground that jumped out of the ground, and this thing was fucking tanky as shit, dude. It was a pain in the ass to kill. I died to it a couple times. And then after that, I was running around to a different spot, and dude, there was just literally a boss walking around. Like, straight up. You know the horse boss from Neo 2, the first level of Neo 2?
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, that thing was just walking around patrolling. Like, and like I walked up to it to fight it, and it started playing boss music, and the boss health bar showed up at the top of the screen. Like, I'm like, dude, what are we doing, guys? This is fucking brutal.
This is the Elden Ring of Neo.
Absolutely, dude. Like, you don't have to fight it, right? I could just walk away and go do something else, which probably will, to level up a little bit. But I'm like, man, this is like, people are gonna be like,
that's exactly like Elden Ring, dude.
Okay,
like this sounds like the Elden Ring of Neo, which is I've kind of been waiting for. But
yeah.
I honestly, from what you're describing, I honestly feel like Rise of Ronin was just a beta test.
Maybe it was, dude. Maybe. I mean, dude, like, honestly, I think we both agree, right? Neo is their like premier franchise.
Yes,
like,
100%. Yeah.
Like, the level of quality for Neo is like, I mean, it's in the 9 to 10 range, right? And then everything else is like a 7. It's like,
so can you switch between ninja and samurai on the fly?
Yes, you just press R2 and you swap.
So the ninja sounds more like. Have you played Wulong?
No.
The ninja form sounds like Wulong, but without the parrying.
So they just like are they just like, these games have been like, they've just been like toying with ideas for Neo 3?
So in Wulong, you don't have a gauge, but like you can do magic and stuff like that, but you can also like parry to get your gauge back up to do more magic and shit like that. So you don't have like a stamina bar, if that makes any sense. That stamina bar is combined with that parry gauge, and it's way more fast paced because of that. So you can do your magic attacks, parrying and doing more magic attacks and other attacks as well. So it sounds like Wulong mixed with Rise of Ronin, in my opinion, which is not a bad thing.
But still Neo at the end of
the
day.
But still Neo, exactly.
Yeah. So, I think the other thing too is I'm already noticing, dude, it feels like Team Ninja needs like a second controller, like a second set of buttons. There are so many commands, like there's so many buttons that they're using. Like, they're using buttons for like 3 different things, like R2 is used for like 3 different things. Fucking like square and circle are used for like 2 or 3 different things. It's like, dude, what? Like, goddamn, like, it's like the context of how you press the button though that makes it do different things, or when you're combining it with a different button press, it does different things. So it's the game. it's like there's almost too much. There's too many controls. I'm like, oh my god, damn, dude, trying to get back into all this is like holy shit. So I don't know if I'm gonna keep playing the demo. I was enjoying it, but it's like I'm sold. I'm buying the game, right? Like I'm fucking in. I think the issue I'm having though, I'm sitting here because the game's coming in 2026. Is I've played both Neo and Neo 2 well after they came out, after all the DLCs were released. And I will say the games are significantly better with the DLCs. Like their DLCs are really good. They tend to add weapons and armor and armor sets and new areas and new enemies and stuff. That's like the one thing I'm kind of like fuck, you know. It's like I would like to wait, but it's like I'd be waiting for such a long time in order to play the game to do that. So I don't know. I need to think about that for sure. But it is making me want to go back and play Neo 2 though. Because I never like I beat Neo 2. I think I platinum Neo 2 actually, but I never like got all the way into the end game, you know, like super into the end game necessarily. So I kind of want to go back and play it again. Or maybe, dude, if you want to co-op,
I was gonna say like maybe we should just like get super deep into this. Like we just go crazy. Like we get all the way to like super chaos mode or whatever.
I'm down. I mean, I did that when I first when I played with my brother. We got really deep, and then I continued after we stopped playing, and I got really deep, dude. I was at I don't know how. I want to say I was at one of the last difficulties where you're like getting these like super ascendant gear items and shit, like crazy equipment, dude. It was fucking nuts, the shit that's like dropping. So I'm totally down, man. I love, I mean, we both love Neo. There's like, you don't have to convince me to play Neo. You know, it's like if you text me on a random fucking day, I haven't thought about Neo for a year, and you're like, hey bro, you want to play some Neo 2? Fuck yeah, let's go. You know? So I think the only issue is do I own it? Oh, I do own it. I think I have it digitally now, actually. Now that I think about it, when they did the complete edition. So
okay.
So I'll need to check, but yeah, I'm totally down for a playthrough. I fucking love that's the thing I'm wondering about with weapons is how many weapons are going to be in the game. Cause the demo doesn't have everything. It doesn't feel like, but there's space in the interface for a shitload more weapons, you know, where they haven't like shown the full menu yet. So I'm like, dude, are there going to be like 15 weapons in this game? You know, 20 weapons? Cause that's kind of what we were up to in Neo 2 was like 12, I think, something like that. Like 12 different weapon types. I'm like, how many more can you add? Like, what's even left, you know? So I don't know. They're crazy though. They'll figure it out. I mean, Neo seems to be their like fucking favorite franchise. So for good reason too. I think it recently just was announced that they sold like 8 million copies between both games for the entire franchise, which is pretty strong for a game like this. So I don't know, man. I'm super excited. I immediately went on Reddit. There was a Reddit thread like fucking 200 comments deep of people like, "Holy shit, let's fucking go!" You know, like none of us expected this, bro. Like I did not think they were.
I didn't think they were gonna go back to the franchise at all. I thought they were done.
Either. I thought they were done. It felt like they were done, and maybe they realized like this is it. This is their.
It makes sense though.
Yeah.
You know, so I had a theory, but I never told anybody. But I had a theory in my head, right? I was like, there's a reason they gave Ninja Gaiden to Platinum. There's a reason. And I'm like, they have to be working on something like big. Like they have to. And this is what it is. Like
here it is, bro. Yeah, no, man. I mean
they love Ryu Hayabusa, bro. They love, you know, Ninja Gaiden. So that to give that to someone else to do is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I think Neo's their franchise right now. Like they love Neo, dude. And for good reason. I mean, I think the other thing that's interesting, and I know nobody cares about this, right? Like the story-wise or anything like that. But this once again takes place during Oda Nobunaga's life, seemingly, like when he was in power. So the second game took place there too, at certain points. So I don't know where in the timeline this is gonna fall with Neo. Like, I know nobody cares. I'm like the only person who gives a shit about Neo's fucking story, but yeah, I don't know.
It follows Japanese history, so maybe in that same time period where like the Nobunaga era where like Japan was unified. So it's probably during that time period as well where Japan was actually unified.
Yeah.
Or it could be like during Rise of the Ronins where it's like it was the age of the samurais kind of phasing out and
Mm-hmm.
like the more
I think
modern.
that was much later. This is like 1500s.
Yeah.
Because the first game takes place in the 1600s. Like William came from the West.
Yeah.
You know, and in Neo 2, that game has a weird timeline where it starts before the first game and ends after the first game. So
Okay.
that game you're like skipping time a lot in Neo 2, in the story of Neo 2. But yeah, man, I don't know. I'm very excited. I can't believe it. And I love the move of being like, here's this game we know you all want. You didn't think we were working on it. And yeah, there's a demo today, right now. Go fucking play it. It was instantaneously up, dude. The demo, it was crazy. I just love that move. I just think they're like that. This is such a badass fucking move. So, but yeah, I will say too. Like last thing probably is yeah, like I said, difficulty is definitely there. I have got to get my sea legs back, bro. I was getting my ass handed to me by some of these enemies, dude. Like I forget how to play the game properly. It's like, because guarding in this game is like, you don't parry the way you do in like Sekiro necessarily, but you can guard. You can deflect. I actually don't know if that's a new thing. Actually, if you like perfect time your guard, you'll deflect, and that'll do like key damage to the enemy as well. So I think that's a new thing. I don't think that was into.
I don't think that was into. No, I think that's actually with not into that. That's in Wulong. You do that. See, it's Wulong, dude.
Okay, so they're like combining all these things. That's fucking awesome. Actually, I love to see that. That they're like taking all these ideas they had in other games that kind of worked and putting them in here. It's a very interesting plan, I guess. But
yeah, because even the class swapping, that's Stranger in Paradise.
Yep, true.
So,
Yeah, and there's also a double jump in the game too. I don't know if that's from one of these games. Like you can double jump now.
Wulong is in double jump.
Okay, yeah, you can double jump now also. So, which is interesting. So, I'm sure you're gonna pick up the demo, right, and check it out.
Yeah. Yep.
This week. Okay. So you'll probably have more to say about it next week for sure. So, all right. After that, we had Thief VR. I don't know if either of us really care about that. It looked interesting actually, but yeah, I don't have VR, so
yeah.
And then after that, dude, this was like a Tides of Tomorrow was the next game.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect from this game.
It's kind of a cool concept where you're like playing a story-based game, but you're following another player's story. And you can make choices based on things they did potentially. So it's kind of an interesting idea. I thought it looked kind of cool, but we'll have to see like what it looks like when the game actually comes out, though.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm probably not going to play it, right? But I conceptually, I like the idea. I think this is an interesting design space for sure.
I think you should play these games. I think I am. I think
Bro,
I'm
if we
gonna
have
start.
more time, Montrell, we need more time, man.
I'm gonna start putting League on the back, like these multiplayer games, bro. Start putting on the back burner.
You're probably right. I know. Yeah. I got the gold. The problem is I can't just abandon Jet. He's still silver, man. Like
I get it, but
you know how mad he's gonna be at me if I just drop League. And I'm like, no, I got gold, bro. It's fine.
This is what we should do. We should have like a designated day that's like League Day. We all get online and we play League of Legends with each other. And then the rest of the week we're playing other games and stuff like that.
No, you're right. Definitely right. Yeah, I know. It's like I've been playing a lot of League the last week, but I mean, to be fair, I've been playing a lot of Stellaris too. So
yeah,
I've been playing single player stuff, but so yeah, this game Tides of Tomorrow is coming February 24th next year. So look forward to that. Then they had the head of team Asobi come out. They have some new free DLC coming, some challenge levels, and then they announced the controllers coming back as well. And then the next game, this looked like a Sea of Thieves ripoff, I guess, like Sea of Remnants.
It's actually a turn-based RPG.
Oh, okay, that's the difference. Is this a multiplayer game?
I don't know, but if you look at the combat, there's one point where they're about to fight like a mermaid.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. You're
Yeah,
right.
so it looks like it's turn based, like a turn based RPG, but mixed with like ship combat and stuff like that, which I think it looks really cool. Actually, I might get this game a shot.
Interesting. Yeah,
'Cause
this does look cool.
even when he hits that guy in the back, like he
Yeah,
does a attack. That's like an RPG attack, like to go into the get your
starting the
person.
battle. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. I see what you mean. Oh yeah, and it like did a transition,
yeah,
but they didn't show us it going into the combat.
yeah. They didn't
I
show
think
it.
you're
Yeah,
totally right. I think you're right for sure. So yeah, no, this looks cool. It's coming in 2026. It's kind of an interesting idea. They made it appear like a Sea of Thieves ripoff, though.
yeah. They
Honestly,
did. They didn't. This trailer didn't do them any justice. Only
yeah,
after I watched it, like while we're actually talking, I was watching it again. I'm like, oh, this is a turn based game. Like
yep,
this is an RPG game. This is probably gonna look really cool.
yep, yep. Okay, next game after that was Sword of the Sea from Giant Squid. This is the guys that made the Pathless, I believe. It's basically a game where you are snowboarding on a sword, and you're in like a, I don't know, giant environment doing that. And I'm sure there's more to it than that, but that's kind of what the game looked like. And I mean, it looks kind of cool. The Pathless
Yeah,
always interested me. Actually, I just never got around to it.
yeah. This looks
Um,
cool. I actually skipped this one, but yeah, this one looks really fucking cool. Actually,
yeah.
I just like the
Um,
concept of like snowboarding on the fucking sword.
yeah, yeah, and it's coming
August
August
19th.
19th, so coming soon. And then after that, we got our first actual look of the 007 game from IO. It was a cinematic trailer, so we didn't get any gameplay here. This was a full cinematic trailer, but there will be a gameplay reveal this summer as well. But this is from the Hitman team. This is going to be a stealth game for sure. Montrell, are you interested? I mean,
Yes.
I am a low key big Bond fan. I love James Bond.
Yeah, me and my dad love James Bond as well. So
Mhm.
I'm a huge Bond fan as well. Um and I actually love the video games. I played almost
Mm.
every video game except for actually I think I played all of them actually.
Yeah,
I didn't play Reloaded. I didn't play Reloaded.
you remember the Quantum of Solace game or Solace game that was randomly like super good?
Yeah.
I think, yeah. I never played it, but I remember everybody raving about that game.
Yeah,
Um,
I played almost every 007 game. Uh Not the recent ones with the newer James Bond, but like uh before right before Pierce Bronson stopped becoming the face of like the franchise.
yeah,
Um
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
believe like Nightfire was the last one. That was a first person shooter. But this one, the reason I like this one, right? Because I can't remember which one it was. It was either Agent Under Fire or Rogue Agent, where it was actually third person.
Yeah.
And a lot of people like credit like Drake for this style of gameplay, that like
Yeah.
that cinematic third person action style of gameplay. But it actually started, in my opinion, with like Rogue One, because you can do all that shit that you can do in like the Drake series. You can go from cover shooting all the way to fighting like hand to hand, and it was
Yeah.
like really good too. And the game was like super old. Like this game came out like it was like on the Xbox, the OG Xboxes. So
Yeah.
I'm actually glad they're going back to this style. I actually was tired of the first person. I know it started with GoldenEye, but I really love like I want to say it was Agent Under Fire or Rogue Agent. Um, I really love those two games, that style of James Bond, where it's just like third person. It was more Drake's Uncharted before Uncharted was a thing. And I
Yeah.
really think Naughty Dog got the idea from these games. To be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah, man. I'm very interested in it. I've always wanted to play the Hitman games, but there's three of them and they're huge. So I've never like found the time to do it. This might be a good way for me to get into IO's games. Is because I mean I love James Bond, so it's like an IP I really like too. On top of it, so I'm definitely kind of in on this game for sure. I'm very interested in this one. Yeah, so that was a cool reveal, and then we got our final reveal for the state of play, which, dude, I mean, I don't think anybody was really expecting this one. But yeah, Arc System Works is working with Sony and Marvel to make a Marvel fighting game called Marvel. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls is what it's
Marvel
called.
Pokemon Fighting Soul.
Fighting Souls. We had a pretty extensive trailer and look. They had some of the dev team talking, somebody from Marvel talking, and somebody from Sony kind of talking how the game came together and everything. And we got a good look at gameplay as well here in Montreal. I mean, it's going to be 4v4 tag team battle like Marvel vs. Capcom style, but DJ was kind of speculating that he thinks it's going to be a single health bar shared between all four characters rather than everybody having a separate health bar.
Yeah, because that would be an insanely long game. If
It
they
really
did that.
would. Each match would be fucking stupidly long.
Yeah.
And I think he's right, honestly, because the way they described it is they said that, yeah, 4v4 sounds overwhelming, having to learn four different characters, but they said that you'll be able to play one character if you want, which kind of does lend credence to what DJ's saying. I think it wouldn't really make sense for them to say that if it wasn't a single health bar.
And then in the game, you switch souls. Like your soul goes from one character to the other when you swap them out. So I think that leads credence. I'm sorry, just to backtrack a little bit here. The game I'm talking about, y'all, is called 007 Everything or Nothing, which is made by Visceral Games.
Okay.
So if you know that studio, that game was really good. It was a really good game, underrated. If you got a GameCube or anything, I recommend trying to find this game on eBay and playing it. It's a really good game. Anyway, but yeah, getting back to this. When I saw this, man, I was just like, dude, Capcom, what the fuck are we doing, bro? Like, what are we doing?
Absolutely, what are we doing?
Arc Systems has just stolen your thunder. First, they did it with Dragon Ball Z, like because we lost. Because okay. We kind of, at least for me, right? Ever since I played Ultimate Mario vs. Capcom 3, and I was like in the competitive scene for that game too. Like I stopped playing fighting games altogether because nothing can capture. Like even when you watch Mario vs. Capcom 3 on like E3 or not E3 but Evo stuff like that, it's very entertaining. There were people who didn't even play the game who love watching Mario vs. Capcom 3 because the game was so entertaining to watch and play. Obviously, you had characters and everything like that on Capcom and Marvel side, like doing its clash and stuff like that. But yeah, nothing has captured that spark, man. Like I actually stopped playing fighting games altogether. The only game that came close to doing that was I bought Marvel vs. Capcom, the bad one that just came out. I forgot what it was called. That came out a couple years ago. And that was 2v2, and a lot of people hated that game, and I did too. The art style was trash and everything like that nature. And then that same year, or I think, that same year, because they were having such a terrible, Capcom was having a terrible year at that game.
Yeah.
Arc Systems drops Dragon Ball Fighters, and it's 3v3, and people were just like, dude,
yeah,
it totally killed the momentum for like. I remember Capcom was just like dead in the water when that game came out, right?
Yeah.
So obviously this is not really geared at Capcom, but in my opinion, this is geared at fucking League, Riot, 2XKO. Yeah. The fighting community was really behind that game, bro. And I saw this drop, and I'm in the fighting game like Twitter sphere, and everyone was like, "Yep, 2XKO is dead on arrival. I'm playing this game."
Yeah, bro. No, dude. I mean, honestly, I haven't really played fighting games since I was a kid, right? But it's a genre that like I've always kind of had a soft spot for because they're really fun games, right? But dude, when I saw this, I watched this trailer back 5 or 6 times probably yesterday. Like I'm not even fucking kidding with you. This game is really fucking striking. Like they really captured something here that I think is because they talked about it in the interview section where the Sony, Marvel, and the developer were talking. And the Marvel guy mentioned that he didn't love their first draft of the art and everything for the character design, and the feedback he gave them is that he wants Arc System Works style combined with Marvel. And you can see that here in this art, dude. Like, I mean, this is very Japanese. Like, they keyed on Iron Man specifically, but you can kind of see it in all the characters.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
Iron Man looks like it looks like a Gundam, basically. Like, and it's fucking sick though. It's awesome. I love it. Like, I think that's perfect. Like, you don't go to Arc System Works and say make a fucking Western looking game. You know, it's like
Yeah.
I think it's the right approach for this, and it's perfect, dude. It looks awesome. I think all the characters look fucking great. Like Spider-Man looks awesome. I think Star-Lord looked really cool. Doctor Doom looked great. Fucking what's the girl's name? I can't remember the girl's name whose like hands get like really big and shit.
Miss Marvel. I think
Miss
her name.
Marvel, right? Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
think it's Miss Marvel. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I always confuse her with Captain Marvel. Yeah, Miss Marvel. Like, she looks really good. Storm looked great. Like, dude, it just looks really good. The animations look snappy as fuck. Like it pops off the screen like the way the game looks. And I like I said, I haven't been into fighting games in a long time. If I were to get back into them, this would be the game. This would probably be the kind of game that would get me back in. Like, and I can see why people are excited because, I mean, Arc System Works. I was saying this to DJ yesterday. Like, if anybody can kind of overcome the shadow of Marvel vs. Capcom, it's probably Arc System Works. Like
Yeah.
from the fighting game standpoint, and they feel like the perfect partner for this for to make this game. So I don't know, man. Like, this is awesome. Like, this feels like this is going to be huge. I think this
I
game is going
mean,
to be
they've
massive.
always been like a really good fighting game company. They've been a niche fighting game company, like Blaze Blue all the way to Guilty Gear or whatever.
Yeah,
And
they
they
made
always
Blaze Blue, right? That's what
yeah.
I was trying to remember. Dude, those games, I've always had a weird fascination with Blaze Blue. I never played them really, but I've always wanted to dive into them, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Because they just look sick. Like, it's like an anime fighting
Yeah,
game. It just
and
looks
they were.
awesome.
I mean, a lot of people credit like Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse with that style of gameplay, but in my opinion, like, or not gameplay, but like art style. But in my opinion, like Arc Systems was the first game to actually nail like anime 3D art and fighting
Yeah.
games, right? Still have that same side scrolling 3D art to it, or side scrolling 2D aspect to it, but make it 3D with like anime characters,
Mm-hmm.
because all the characters they cut the frames so they make it look super cartoony when they're fighting and stuff like that. It looks like an anime when you're fighting, but
Yep.
if you look at the characters themselves are 3D models.
Yep.
And they did the same thing with Dragon Ball Z Fighters. Obviously, they put a lot of love into that game. Like, a lot of the stuff in that game was like ripped straight out of the manga, out of the cartoons and stuff like that. It looks like you're playing the game, but all of those are 3D models and stuff like that. And they do a lot of tricks and stuff too. If you break down like the game and everything to make that feel like there are certain parts where like the head is like super big, but on the screen it doesn't look that way. But like they have to do that in order to make it look like that. So this game though looks like they've taken a different style. It does look more of that Marvel vs. Capcom 3 style, which is why Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was like so poignant, because it still had that comic book s flair to it, but while being 3D and fast, and which is why the newer Marvel vs. Capcom game, I keep forgetting what it's called, but that game took that flair away from it. Oh, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. It took that art style away from it, and all the characters looked flat and drab, and it just looked really terrible. And a lot of people didn't like the game because of that, even though the gameplay was good. So I actually love the art style in this game, like you said, like how it captures. First of all, it captures like the older Marvel games. I don't know if people notice that, but it plays just like before Marvel vs. Capcom came out. They had something called Super Marvel Superheroes, and it was that same like sprite, really action combat or action game. And they just took the sprites from that game and then put them in X-Men vs. Street Fighter, and then put them in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Like those are the same sprites, the same system, and everything like that. So this looks like a continuation, in my opinion, of Marvel Superheroes, where it wasn't the Capcom characters. It was made by Capcom, but it wasn't the Capcom characters. And I'm pretty sure Marvel just told them, like, hey, put your own flair to this game as well, when Capcom made that game, because they did. Spider-Man looked fucking sick. He did sick moves. Like, Spider-Man did sick moves. Wolverine did sick moves and everything of that nature. So, and this game looks like it just captured that soul of that game. And I'm pretty sure people in Arc Systems were like fans of that game when they were making this game. Yeah, I'm just stoked for it. I think too, this is a lesson to like Riot and like other game companies. Like, stop taking so fucking long to play your game. Now your game's dead on arrival. No one's gonna be playing 2XKO now. Like,
Yeah.
I was so looking forward to that game, but like it still has a shot because it's free to play. But like
Yep.
they're struggling to get 7 characters out. I mean, we got 4 characters. You got Braum, Jinx, Ari, and Echo. But like
Yeah.
I think this is a testament to like yeah, we want games to cook and we want to give you time to cook your games, but there's also a such thing as taking way too long to cook your games. And
Yeah.
now,
Right.
Arc Systems is like, let me show you how you really do it,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. Um, I totally agree because yeah, I mean, dude, this I don't know. Like I said, I don't play fighting games, and this looks fucking phenomenal, dude. Like, in the trailer, like honestly, it's kind of a weird thing. We don't talk about trailer design very much, but like this trailer to me was like perfectly put together, like to kind of pull you in. Kind of they get you with the gameplay first. They show you the game, and then they kind of stop, slow down, and they talk about the game. And they have the developers talk about the game and everything. And then they pull you in, and they're showing gameplay behind this the whole time, though. And they got this fucking music playing, and then they cap it off with the fucking they cap it off with the fucking producer going stay tuned in English, when he's talking to Japanese the whole time, and it fucking like the music ramps up and the music's fucking excellent. And the game just looks so good, dude. Like I don't know. I'm like goddamn, dude. Like this is how you do it. This is how you reveal a game.
yeah,
Honestly.
man,
Like
this is how you make a game, dude. Like, look at
absolutely.
this shit,
Yeah.
dude. Like,
Yeah. They
I
knocked it
don't
out of
know.
the park.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't know. I haven't been this hyped for a game probably since Marvel's Capcom 3. Like, this game looks
Yeah.
fucking sick, dude. Actually, you know what? I lied. The last time I was hyped about this game, again, fighting game like this, was Dragon Ball Fighters when that shit was revealed. And they did the same thing. They just revealed that shit like randomly.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, and I don't know. All the characters look great. Art looks great. They haven't even shown all the characters yet either. I mean, given that it's a 4v4 game, like there's probably minimum 20 character roster, I would think you would
Yeah.
have to start with, for sure. And I mean, I'm sure they're going to add more characters after the game comes out. I mean, this is going to be a long-term game, I would think, for sure. So yeah, I know this is huge. It's coming to 2026. I'm excited for it. You're excited for it. DJ's excited for it. This might be a game that I give a shot to. I've been like toying with the idea
Oh
of
no,
getting into a fighting game.
he's gonna join the fighting game,
know?
community, man. He's gonna become
Yeah,
one of
man.
us.
I've been toying with it. I've been toying with it in my head, and I'm like, I was thinking about Tekken. Was it earlier this year or last year? I don't remember. I think it was last year. When the latest Tekken came out, I was like,
Yeah.
I heard really good things about it. And I was like, yeah, man, that could be fun, But maybe this is it. Maybe this is the one that actually like gets me in. Because yeah, this game looks fucking sick. So got to hand it to Arc System Works and Sony and Marvel. I think this is a partnership that makes sense and a game that makes a lot of sense because I think people have wanted a Marvel fighting game for a long fucking time. And to your point, Capcom has just dropped the ball. And it's over now. Like it's like I mean they're done. Like they're
we have no shot of a Marvel's Capcom 4
nope,
now. Like it's over.
nope, it's over. I think it's officially over probably. So, but yeah. So yeah, that was the state of play. What'd you say? What did you think, Montrell? Overall,
Someone made a joke. They said state of plays before Jim Ryan left, trash. After he left, the best state of play ever.
I mean, they got me, dude, with the Marvel game, this Marvel game, 007 game, the Neo. Like, none of this is
really
first party, by the way. None of this is first party, by the way.
That's true.
And,
But like, it's still a really strong state of play. Like, this is what you're supposed to do.
yeah.
I mean, Xbox did this, So I mean,
yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm like thinking about Jeff's fucking presentation tomorrow, and it's like, bro, what is he even gonna show? Like, what could he possibly? I mean, I'm sure he could surprise us, but it's like I feel like Sony like stole the thunder here.
it's gonna be more Kojima stuff, bro.
Oh Lord, that's gonna come out in like 10 years. Like, I don't fucking like. Come on, man. No, you're probably right for sure. No, I'd say overall this was really good. I would say up until the halfway point, I was kind of like until they showed Neo, I was kind of like, this feels kind of weak so far. But yeah, then there was like Neo 007, fucking Marvel is like, oh, all right, they got me. This was pretty good.
Yeah,
I'll give it a solid B plus.
yeah, I give it like a B plus as well.
Yeah. But no, it was good. This exciting. I love this time of year. I love getting these presentations. So it's very good stuff. We have a lot to look forward to in the next calendar year for sure. All right, Montrell, let's move on to the next story. So I don't know, did you actually watch the Witcher 3 tech demo for
I
Unreal Engine 5?
I did. I just watched it real quick.
Okay.
I watched the 3 minutes of gameplay, or the 3 minutes they showed of gameplay at least.
Yeah.
Because they were doing a
Yeah.
lot of talking and then going back and forth.
Yeah, it wasn't real gameplay, right?
Yeah.
It was exactly what it is, a tech demo. Like I don't think any of the stuff they showed for the most part is exactly going to be in the game the way it was shown here, you know. So but yeah, what'd you think? What'd you think of it overall?
I mean, if this is like the overall concept, I know it's a tech demo, but if this is like the concept they're going with, I actually like Siri as the quote unquote Witcher, even though I know that's like blasphemy to a lot of people. Like, oh, she's not the Witcher, but I actually like her as a monster hunter. Then how about that? Uh, and I think the concept is really cool. I think the technology looks really cool. I'm actually way more interested in The Witcher 4 now than I was
Yeah.
when it was announced.
Well, the environments they're in, they were talking about you're going to be in Kovir, which is a much more like mountainous region than we were in The Witcher 3. Witcher 3 was very much like a kind of a, plain swamp type area, and then there were the Skellige Islands obviously as well.
Yeah.
But so the environment looks really cool for sure. I think the thing I took away from this though is a lot of people are getting really hyped about this and what it means for Witcher 4. And I will kind of want to caution people though on expectations here. Is they were showing tech, right? Like what they can do. I don't necessarily think the game is gonna have everything they talked about here in it per se. This feels very like old school where people are getting hyped about a trailer that wasn't showing the real game, and that kind of feels like to me what we were seeing here. They were trying to demonstrate what they can do with Unreal Engine 5. And like I think the voxel stuff they were showing with how they do like shrubbery and trees and stuff, I think all that stuff is real and is gonna, that's probably in the game for sure. But some of the dialogue and the way NPCs are talking and interacting and stuff like that, I'm not so sure about all that stuff, I'm a little bit more kind of, I don't know, skeptical that that's going to be in the game exactly as it was shown here, because that's just, there's a lot going on there, and I don't know if they're going to necessarily have the resource budget on console specifically to have these things actually playing the way that they want it to play. And CD Projekt's a very ambitious company, but we saw how that can bite you in the ass with Cyberpunk 2077 when it came out. So that's all I'll really say about it. Like I would just say caution the expectations. Like let's not fall down the same rabbit hole we fell down with Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
That game came out and it was horrible. Like it just like most people could not play it the way it was intended to be played because it was so buggy and messy. So. But outside of that, I do think the game like looks really good though. Graphically, like the environments look fucking phenomenal. I am certainly intrigued story wise, for sure. I love I'm with you, like with the Siri thing. I'm okay with this. I love Geralt, I really do, but like we have 3 games where he was the main character. I think if CD Projekt's going to continue this franchise, they really do need to kind of take it in their own direction at some point, and kind of get out of the shadow of the books,
Yeah.
Because that's where their first 3 games have been, in the shadow of the books for sure.
Yeah.
And I think it makes a lot of sense for them to move forward with a different main character. And I mean, Siri, obviously, she's in the books as well, and there'll still be elements of the books probably, casting a shadow over this game too, but it will be different in some regard. So yeah, I don't know. Anything else you want to say on this?
No, I do want to say like you said, it is the reason I do believe a lot of the stuff they shown will be in the actual games because they are using Unreal 5, which is a very
Mm-hmm.
reliable engine as far as like resource management. So I mean they can do a
Mm-hmm.
lot of stuff with Unreal 5 on consoles. And our consoles are a lot more powerful. So
Yeah.
I actually think a lot of this stuff can be done.
Yeah.
Because even if
Yeah.
you look at the older Witcher games, like there are a lot of NPCs when you went into the main city hubs and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
um
Yeah. And they always like to make that. They like to paint a picture, right? I think
yeah,
that's CD Projekt's style. They really want you to be immersed in the world they're building.
yeah.
And that's why their games are so appealing to me, I think. But I mean, I just,
I
it's
know
like
you it's the
the game's
cyberpunk effect
early in
though.
development.
Yeah,
The game's
yeah,
really early in development. Okay, like
yeah.
this looks really finished, but they specifically made this demo. This is like a vertical slice type game,
Yes,
you
yes,
know.
100%. I
That's
am
that's
glad
all
it,
I'm cautioning here. Is like
yeah.
we have a history in the industry with this shit, and it hasn't happened in a long time, but it's still what it is, So
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. It is a vertical slice. It is a tech demo. But I am glad that um it's like to me it's like CD Projekt Red turned over a new leaf because not only are they using a new main character, but they're using a new engine. So it's like symbolic in a way how they're
yeah,
using all this new technology because they're not using their old engines anymore. So I'm
yeah.
actually glad they're using like a proven engine that works instead of like making their own engine or whatever the case may be, if that makes any sense.
hmm Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think that's where they kind of ran into issues. I think it makes sense for them to move over to Unreal. That actually makes me a lot more confident
Yeah.
because
Yep.
um, clearly using their own engine was not working in some regard for
Yeah,
them.
exactly.
So, so yeah, no, that's cool. This was a really cool thing to see too, and yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to the game. It's just I don't think it's coming out. I don't know, 2028, 2020, probably 2028 at the earliest would be my guess. So we're really far out from this game, unfortunately. But all right, let's move on to our next story. Is this happened literally right after we stopped recording last week? Is Jez Corden on Windows Central? He has an exclusive report that Xbox, their new handheld that they have been working on and R&Ding for a few years now, that has been rumored, is being um, put on hold. Development of this is being put on hold, and they are moving forward with just a console. So, um, I don't know. I don't know. How do you feel about this, Montrell? And by the way, I put the wrong story in the doc, so ignore that. But this is something that's been rumored for a long time, and I thought it made a lot of sense for Microsoft. It would have been very cool for them to have a handheld built in with the console and kind of have this all encapsulated kind of ecosystem. And a handheld, by the way, that could potentially play Steam games and other launchers as well in the PC world, I think would have been a very appealing device. But, obviously they don't seem to want to move forward with it at this point. Do you think this is a first kind of sign of the dam breaking on the hardware front with them, where they're finally gonna kind of pack it up?
Yeah, and I don't want them to, man. I really want them to go into the hardware space or
Yep.
the portable hardware space rather. Because I mean, like this is like really selfish of me because I really want Sony to get back into the portable hardware space as
Yeah,
well.
I
Um,
agree. Yeah.
and I feel like this is the only way to do it. They have competition there. Um, and I think Microsoft should do it. I mean, everyone's doing it. Uh, and I think I mean, I don't know, man. I understand like the sales were low, but I think they should still try to do it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just me though.
Yeah, so to be clear too, this isn't like this is not canceled, right? The handheld's not canceled, but it's been deprioritized in favor of the next console development. So, but to me, that could end up being the same thing, at the end of the
Exactly.
day.
Yeah, that's why I'm worried
So,
too.
so I don't know. I mean, because yeah, I mean, we've seen the rise of these PC handhelds with the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally and some of these other ones. That it's a niche space for sure, but I think there is an appeal to it, right? I think we both talked about, because I'm a huge handheld gamer. I love handhelds. The issue for me has been that there haven't been any, really, besides Nintendo, for a long time now. And the idea of having a PlayStation handheld that is unified with my PS5/PS6, where I could start playing Kingdom Come Deliverance on my television, and then I can take this handheld and continue my save wherever I want, in my house, or I go out somewhere, or I take it to on a fucking airplane, and I can continue that save on the same on that handheld, and then come back home, upload the save, pick it back up on my dude. That is so appealing to me. Like,
Mhm.
it is insane how appealing that idea is to me. So I'm with you. I don't necessarily care about Xbox giving up on this, so long as Sony doesn't give up on it, right? Because I really want what has been rumored with the Sony side of things is that kind of combined ecosystem of handheld and console, and I think because that's where I play all my games. Pretty much everything you could want is on PlayStation at this point, besides Nintendo games. Like, there's very few games that don't release on PlayStation anymore. And it is kind of the place to play console games. So I'm just like, I don't know. It like makes me a little worried that the lack of competition might make Sony back off. But at the same time, I actually kind of doubt it, because the Portal has been such a huge success for them, like surprisingly so for everybody, that I think it's kind of taught them that there is an appetite for this kind of thing out there. And a device that's more native, I think, would be much, much, much more appealing than people might have thought a couple of years ago, for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Disappointing for Xbox, but is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I just don't want them to get totally out of the space where Sony's the only one there, because we already know what Sony does when they get into the lead. So, or
Right, and they're already doing it, right?
they're
I
already
mean,
doing it.
it's
Yeah.
like they already been doing it. So to not have any competition at all would be disastrous. But I mean, we're heading there, man. I really think the next Xbox is it. Like, I don't think we're gonna get another one after this.
They have to somehow get the stain of Xbox One off, like the launch of the Xbox One off their brand. I don't know how they do it, but they have to get that stain off. They have to come out.
Mm-hmm.
The game has to launch with like really high quality games, both Japanese and Western.
Yeah.
You have to get these deals from Madden. Like, I'm sorry, but you got to get the normie deals. You got to get the Call of Duty the Call of Duty deal back. I mean, you bought them, so you have that deal now. You have to flex that. You have to flex, or you have to get the Madden deal back. Because at one point you can only get like EA stuff on, not as far as like their service, that EA service thing that they had. I forgot what it was called, but you can only get that on Xbox for a while, and now it's on PlayStation. You can get it on PlayStation as well.
Yeah.
But you have to like make EA games have some kind of exclusivity deal with them, like how it used to be back in the 360 day. And you have to really go after the sports games. In my opinion, you got to go after the normie shit. So if you get that, and then everything, if you can prove to them why people don't need a PS5 anymore, then you can. And it has to be affordable. It cannot be a $700 console. Like, that's just
Mm-hmm.
unrealistic, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have to prove that all that together, and you have to get the stain of the Xbox One off you. You have to get that shit off you. Like,
Yeah.
You've been dealing with it for almost 15 years now. I think 10 years now. I'm sorry, almost 10 years now, and no, about 13 to 10 to 13 years actually. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and one more thing from the report here. So this is directly from the report. Quote: Microsoft still wants to build its own Xbox handheld in the future, but Microsoft has decided to prioritize its teams to improve Windows 11 gaming performance, specifically for devices like the Asus partner device Project Kennen. It's possible that the existential threat from Steam OS, which on paper delivers better gaming performance than Windows 11 itself, has informed these decisions, end quote. So they're more concerned with PC performance right now with Windows 11 and how that works with partner devices that they got deals with than they do making their own handheld, I guess, right now. So, which makes sense. Valve's kind of eating their lunch a little bit with Steam and Steam OS. The threat of Steam OS is pretty strong, I think, for Windows. So we'll kind of see how that all shakes out. But yeah, Xbox handheld may still come out, but seems like it's deprioritized for the time being. So, all right, moving on to our final story, Montrell. Tango. They had been saved a little while back, and they have publicly redeclared themselves, and they relaunched their website, and they said that they are hiring. They're hiring and working on a new action game, and that is, that's what they're working on right now. It's a new IP. It's not an existing IP, so it's a brand new game. So they're back, and Krafton, which is the publisher of PUBG, were the ones who saved them from Microsoft's closure last year, and they're back. So Montreal, I mean, what do you think? You excited about whatever they're working on coming up?
Yeah, I love this company. I think Microsoft letting them go or Bethesda letting them go was a huge disservice. They're probably going to regret this later on down the line, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say what they're working on. I mean, they didn't really give any idea or speculative idea, anything worth speculating on. And they have a diverse enough portfolio that it could be a lot of different things. So we'll just have to wait and see on this. But it's cool, though. This is a cool story to just see this company escape the jaws of closure in an industry where layoffs are all too common nowadays, and studio closures are all too common. So I did want to put it in here and just talk about it briefly. But it's cool to see them back.
I feel like we need these AA developers, man. Like, we need them and they need us, and we have to show them a lot of love. Not every game needs to be a $20 billion budget game. It's okay to have like a $10 million budget game and just pop off from that. And I think Microsoft and Sony in particular really needs to understand this. Nintendo understands it. As much as we give them shit, they actually understand that they don't need a $1 billion budget game to make games, So
yeah, for sure. All right, Montreal. That's all we have for news. I did do one guess the meta score for us this week, though. I was thinking Death Stranding 2.
When does that come out, by the way?
End of the month. I think I want to say the 26th.
Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to beat that.
You gotta get through Clair Obscur, bro.
I gotta beat Clair Obscur, and then I gotta play this game. I gotta finish my playthrough.
Just this week, okay? Like, just dude, you can finish Clair Obscur this week. If you put some time into it, you can finish it this week. We can do the spoiler cast next week, and then you'll be all ready for Death Stranding.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I'm gonna try to get through it.
Okay. Yeah, no league. We're done with league. Okay, you're hard stuck Silver 3, bro. Just accept it. Okay.
Don't call me trash like that, dude.
Hey man, I'm gold. Okay,
I got to go this year too. I got to go.
You lost it, bro. You lost it. So
the game literally hates me.
I'm literally 1 or 2 losses from being devoted, actually. So I don't want to talk too much shit.
The game literally hates me, dude. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's okay.
All right. Yeah, that's all I got though.
Well, what's your guess on Death Stranding score?
Oh, the guess. I'm gonna give it an 85.
85. Okay, I'm gonna go higher here. 88.
Okay.
I think people are frothing at the mouth for this game, dude.
I think they are. The problem is, I don't think people are gonna know what the game is until they play it.
Yeah.
So
you're right. I think this game will be more combat heavy than the first one was.
It will be. It definitely will be, though. It will be.
Yeah. One other thing randomly I just saw on here, I'm looking at the list of game releases. Right under Death Stranding 2, Front Mission 3 Remake is coming out on Switch on June 26th, same day. Fuck.
Do you really want to go down this path, man? You know how much that franchise hurts you before, man.
No, the remakes. These remakes are good.
I know the remakes are good, but I'm just saying, they hurt you before with
nah, bro. Look, okay. Look, Front Mission 1, 2, and 3 are all PS1 games, I think, or Super NES/PS1 games.
Yeah.
So they needed remakes, right? But 4 is a PS2 game, which obviously it can use a remake too, by the way. I'm wondering if they're gonna do it, is my thing. Because 4 is, I mean, it's a much more like AAA game than the first 3 were. So
I mean,
it's
this
just
is the perfect time to do it because I think Mecha Games has a resurgence right now.
yes.
So
Oh, dude, Front Mission is so fucking good, man. Like, it's so annoying. That's like, that's why seeing the 3 remake, I didn't even know it was coming out this soon. Like, I'm like, fuck, I haven't played the 1 or 2 remakes, you know? And 3 is where the franchise like really like established itself, I think, where
Mhm.
you had a really complex tactics game on top of everything going on with like the narrative and stuff. Front Mission 3 is like real. Like there's actually like a good story there. I've never personally beat it, but what I've played of it was really strong. It is a really strong game. It's like it starts out with like, I want to say it was like a couple kids like infiltrate a base and steal a couple mechs. Like that's what they do. And dude, the whole early game is them running away trying to get away with the mechs, you know. But there's this whole like war going on at the same time, that's like in the backdrop of this, and you're like you end up fighting some of the enemy as well, on top. It's like there's a lot of political intrigue with it. 4 is very similar to, there's like a real political story in the backdrop of it. So I don't know, it's really cool. I'm very damn.
I might play this. This game looks really cool, actually.
Yeah, Front Mission.
Yeah.
If you want to get into a tactics game, maybe Front Mission's where you do it, man.
Yeah, maybe this is the game I get into. Yeah,
because
I love mechs, man. This game,
no, bro, it's so cool because you customize they're called Vonzers. You customize your Vonzers, and they have like different parts, right? So you'll put like, it's kind of like Armor Core. Where you have like different arms, and you'll have different weapons on those arms. You might have like a machine gun, or some character might have a sniper rifle, and they do different things. So like your normal machine gun will just kind of like burst fire and will hit every part on the enemy mech. But your sniper rifle, you can like snipe specific parts and shit like that. So you can like shoot their arm off or aim for the head. But you might have a lower hit rate on the head versus hitting the arm or something like that. Or you can shoot their leg and like shoot their leg out, and the mech can't move anymore, you know? But it can still shoot at you and stuff. Like, so it's like, it's very, very tactical in that regard. So I would definitely recommend it. Yeah, no, if you're going to get into tactics, that might be the series actually, for sure, for you. But that's cool. All right. Well, that's all we had today. Is there anything else you want to discuss before we head out?
Nope. They have a mobile game of this, by the way. It's in beta.
Oh Lord, no, nope,
Okay.
not doing it. Not doing
right.
it. Nope, I'm not even gonna look at it. Don't want to know what gotcha bullshit is in there. You know? Oh, you got your 5-star machine gun arm. You know? Fucking yeah. Fuck that. I'm good. All right. Thanks everybody for listening. If you like today's episode, please like the show, review the show, and subscribe to the show on whatever feed you're listening to it on. And please subscribe to us on YouTube. If you'd like to interact with us on Twitter, you can do so at The Player's Take, or you can send us an email to theplayerstake01@gmail.com, and we will answer your questions on the show. That'll be it for us, guys. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you next week. Bye.